Nicky, we're speaking ahead of the under-18s trip to Luton this weekend, but firstly, it's the first time we've got to talk this summer. How do you rate your team's start to the season? A couple of tough results.
Performances haven't been where we'd like them to be. Obviously, results haven't been fantastic, but ultimately that's not the biggest, the metric we'll go off. But we need the performances to improve. The performances improve. I've no doubt the results will follow that.
7 players signed scholarships this summer. How have they adapted into the squad in their first season at the 18s?
I think it's difficult when you leave school at year 11 to come straight into a full-time job. In pre-season, you're training 6 days a week, 7 days a week, moving host families away from home, some people. So it's a lot. So they've been good, shown good attitudes. Picked up a couple of injuries, which have been unfortunate, but boys seem to be enjoying it, which is the main thing.
How has pre-season been for yourself personally now? I know you've been coaching for a few years now, but do you still feel like you're transitioning away from playing? Is it still almost a little bit odd for you?
No, not at all. I feel pretty used to it now. Challenging in terms of have to be flexible. A lot of best laid plans can potentially move from different things. But yeah, it's been enjoyable to work. We've had a lot of fixtures, so we got to see a lot of minutes. A lot of the younger players playing as well. But I've thoroughly enjoyed it, especially working with all the staff as well.
Speaking of those younger players, 15-year-old Louis Kalis played away at Bromley, which you were at on Tuesday night. How important are those games for the players' development to play alongside first-team players?
Yeah, he's not bad. He's okay. He was one of the few players who got some experience. When they get the opportunity to go and play with even the 21s or the senior players, we'll probably look at a couple of things. Are they confident enough? Are they showing enough self-belief that they can show enough of their actual self, so they give a good representation of themselves? That's one point. And then what little bits can you potentially pick up from some of the senior players in terms of like habits, how they may prepare for the game, how they may communicate within the game. Those little bits really. Ultimately, if you don't do those bits, you're just a spectator, aren't you? So it's great they're getting experience, but they have to take something from that.
Another player who's been getting experience around his first-team players, Liam Oakes. How proud of him to be already performing in Gary Caldwell's first team, and how much of a role model does he serve then to his teammates?
Yeah, I'm pleased for him, but it's just what we expect. He's a talented player, like a lot of the other boys. Speaking of Liam, probably a good example of showing a really good version of himself when the pressure is on. He's a really well-behaved kid, the best trainer every day. Has some real good habits which he takes with him, because when keep going back to when these boys do step up, you can't then just kind of act how you potentially should act if your habit's not there all the time, kind of thing, because you're going to fall onto what you are as a person and a player. So that's a really good example for the rest of the boys, that he works correctly every single day, and he's done okay as well. He's done okay.
Now, on to the game this weekend. What do you expect from Luton Town, and how do you plan on allowing your team to go out there and hurt them?
A really good side. We're going to attack quick. Got a lot of threats at the top of the pitch. So we're going to have to control the space they want to attack. But ultimately, we've not done well enough in the first games. We have to be better with the ball. We're a team that prides ourselves on dominating the ball, playing the game we want to play. But ultimately, we've not been good enough with the ball in the first 3 games, so it's become not as much as our game as we would like. So that's going to be the focus for us. But ultimately, respecting the opposition, because they're a very good side.
What's the hopes and ambitions you have for the team this season? There's obviously a lot of games alongside the normal league season, like the Premier League Cup and also like the FA Youth Cup, the Devon Bowl.
The players need to improve. Our job to help the players improve, but individually, if each player can improve, the team will improve. I think that's pretty obvious. That is the main focus. And you mentioned a couple there, and there's been more. If we can get more and more, the team will come back together. Ultimately, we want to play a style of football which represents us as an academy. What the first team do, that's our job to try and follow with that. So individuals improving and the team playing in the correct way, representing the academy again, I keep saying.